I am here in Boise, Idaho today. I just landed, and before I got here a few days ago, I texted my good friend Marley Jaxx and asked her to come on the airplane and do an interview for you guys. And we're going to do some things that I've never done in one of these interviews before.
Welcome to Mile High Mastermind. I'm Bill Allen, a retired Navy test pilot and full-time entrepreneur. I'm going to be taking you into the cockpit with some of the top business minds in the world. If you're looking to scale your business to new heights, hop in and let's go.
So here on the ground, my pedals control, like I have brakes on the pedals, and I also have my rudder that steers me a little bit, so I can control my heading. This doesn't do anything on the ground. We just don't have enough airflow over the wings or the tail. So now I use my pedals to drive on the ground. Ready to go? All right, you're going to do the takeoff.
Oh, that's funny.
How do you feel about that?
I'll
talk you through it. I'm going to teach you. With me on the pedals right now, just feel them. Feel how they go. All right, we're squawking altitude, flaps are takeoff. So here, practice with me. Practice with me. We're going to turn right with our feet. So push your right foot in.
Okay.
Push your right foot in. Push it in a little harder, a little harder. You do it. Harder, harder,
Oh,
harder,
you want
harder,
me to
harder,
do it?
harder, harder. Yep, you do it.
Some equipment to trust me with.
And now straighten it out. Now
Okay.
straighten it out. Keep your right foot in. Keep that right foot in.
Okay.
And we'll line it up right on the runway there and hold the brakes. So hold this right there, right a little bit back further. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna drop. We're gonna drop our feet. Drop your feet down. Keep your hands right there. 100% torque. This is looking good.
What?
You're flying.
What?
See, look, you're doing it. Just hold it right there. See, you're doing it.
No.
60 knots, 100%. You're doing it. You're doing it.
I don't know what you
Your
think
feet
I'm
are
doing.
driving. You're holding it
My
right
feet-
here. I'm not doing anything. My hands are up. 85 knots, 90 knots. Pull up. Pull back.
Oh,
Pull
what?
back. Pull back.
This?
Pull back. Yeah, pull back.
Oh!
You are taking off. You're doing it yourself.
What
A
am I
little.
even-
That's a little aggressive.
Oh, okay.
Just push it forward a little bit.
Yeah, just
2,000
never
rates for the
before.
climb. No runway remaining. Gears coming up. Just nose down, just a tad, just a little bit.
I don't know
just
what
a
you've
little
been
bit.
asking me to do.
You're fine.
No!
Look, my hands are up.
You say nose down, I think my
Yeah.
face.
Oh, nose.
I don't know
Sorry.
what you're
Yeah.
talking-
Good point. So nose down. To put the nose down, we just push forward just a little bit, nice and gentle. There you go.
This is beautiful.
Okay, so you're still flying. Just don't let go. Don't let go.
Okay.
So we're going 310.
Oh.
Now roll out right here.
Okay,
Gears up, flaps up. Checklist is complete. All that stuff is good. All right. Who are you, and what are you doing in my airplane?
That's what I'm asking myself too. My name is Marley Jaxx. I am in your airplane, I think, because we're going to talk about how to create disruptive content on YouTube. Like, look at you creating content from an airplane. That's like what 1% are doing. That only 1% of YouTube channels ever get to 100,000 subscribers.
1%?
1%.
Well, I have a goal to get to 1 million.
So then
Okay.
you have to do what 99.9% of people are not willing to do or can't do, aka create content from an airplane.
Well, that's what I've been doing my whole life, is
we go.
what 99% of the people are unwilling to do. Not unable to do, but unwilling to do.
Unwilling.
So let's talk a little bit about, I've seen you for multiple years. I saw you speak at Funnel Hacking Live a few years ago. Was it 3 years ago?
It was 2020, so yeah, 3 years
2020.
ago.
A lot of people want to, like, I was typecast the real estate guy forever. Like, I was a military guy, then the real estate guy, and I really want to work more with business owners and just all around entrepreneurs. I really love that. Real estate is in my blood. It will always be, like, my net worth is all there. All my money goes there. I'll always be the real estate guy. But to actually kind of, like, internally have to break out of that and change the perception that everybody sees me as and who I think that I am, like my identity, has been a real challenge. In transitioning a business and transitioning your whole life, like, what's some advice that you would give to somebody who's watching who's like, you know what, I've been doing this for so long, it's all I know, but it's not working anymore. I want to do something different. I just don't know if that's me. Like, how do you make that transition to say, I can do it?
It's a good question, and you brought up identity. It has to come from identity. It's be, do, have, not have, do, be. Not like once I have this, then I can be that person. If you want to make an identity shift and you're like, I was previously this person and now I want to be like this, it's so easier said than done. But like, imagination precedes action, and then action is what creates the confidence in doing it. You don't get confidence, unfortunately, you don't get confidence before you take the action. The action has to create the confidence, and sometimes that means taking the leap and building the plane on the way down, which is not a good idea for our show. No. I shouldn't have said that. I knew that there was going to be a reaction to that. I was like, oh, what's another analogy I can use here? But yeah, it's like, see the path that you want to create and like live from that future self. You know, we just saw Dr. Benjamin Hardy speak in Mexico at this mastermind we were at, and like his content is something that I've been devouring about creating this 10x future self. And what that requires is quantum leaps.
Yeah, quantum leap.
If you want to go 2x, it means you're just doing a little bit more of what you're currently doing. To go 10x means like you have to decide on an unimaginable completely out of left field, something that feels almost impossible to create. And when you actually decide on that, the path actually becomes clearer. Because it's not, oh, maybe I'll do a little bit of this, maybe I'll do a little bit of this. It's having a very clear path and knowing that there's actually less options when you have a clear path.
Yeah, the big thing I always see is you're not your job, you're not your background, you're not your upbringing, you're not your family, you're not any of that stuff. You are who God made you to be. And so if you can figure out just what's driving you, what's exciting you, what you want to be, just go all in on that. People are just doing too much stuff these days. If you have a calling to go shift and do something else, build out the plan and go figure out how to do it. I would just have to say, you know what, real estate guy will be part of my identity, but it's time for me to continue to grow. I'm just called to do more. Like, this channel is like, it's a lot of work. It costs a lot of money. And YouTube, we're about to talk about it, is not easy.
No.
It's not easy at all. Selfishly, I'm excited to get some tips from you while we're in the plane together. Okay, so we're going to do a little flying now. We'll take a break from the interview. Why are you holding on?
Nervous.
Why are you nervous? You were just in your zone. And do you see how easy it is to come out of an element, to get scared? Like, this is exactly what it's like in business.
I got a water bottle here, so if you're going to, like, flip up, to hit me in the face.
So people, like, they're in their comfort zone, and then even just me saying so, I didn't even do anything. I mean, I put a little bit of power in, but I didn't even do anything. Just knocked you immediately out of boss mode in video on camera to, oh crap, I'm gonna die. Like, why is that?
It's a learned fear. I love to remember that as babies, our only fears were loud noises and falling.
Loud noises!
I guess what falling is valid here.
This thing is built to fly. Like, if we dropped it with nothing, it would fly.
Okay.
Airplanes are meant to fly. We're not in a helicopter. That thing's not meant to fly. Let's do a little bit of G's. Let's see how that goes. So we're going faster now, okay? So I'm going to just turn to the right, and I'm going to bring on a little bit. You feel that? So that's like roller coaster pulling G, right?
Okay.
Okay, so that's a fun one. But this one is more fun, okay? This one is my favorite right here. Right here. All right. You all right?
Don't scream on
you
the
okay?
mic. Don't scream on the mic.
I almost lost my iPad. Is that enough for you right now, or was that fun? Did you like that?
You
so we could like do it again. All right.
My favorite ride at Disney is Tower of Terror.
Oh, your favorite ride is Tower of Terror? So that one's the one that drops like over and over again. I didn't ask the crew. I didn't ask the crew if they're okay.
Are you guys okay?
You're right in the back? Okay.
Are you used to this? They're not. Okay.
No. So let's get back to it.
You got me out of my comfort zone.
Okay, good.
But also, that's where the confidence comes. Now that we've done it, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you're like, let's do it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Like, you'd probably do that for the next 10 minutes if you love the Tower of Terror. You did a documentary recently, and you were talking about these documentaries that you're doing with your clients, which really, like, kind of blew up the internet. I was there, and I was watching it happen. I was actually involved in it. You don't know, but I like, unfriended Dan Henry.
You did?
Yeah. And then I was like, I didn't know him personally. Yeah, like I knew of him. I had met him a couple times, but I knew who you were in meeting you and spending some time with you. I was like, look, if I got to pick here, this is not how I roll. This is not how I treat people. This is not how I throw people under the bus. Like, I go to them. I don't go public. I was like, marketing stunt, don't like it. See you later. I canceled him and kept you. So I was on Team Marley. Sorry, Dan. Dan and I recently spent time at Grant's house, and I talked to him for a while about this and stuff like that. So it was cool. Right after that came out, I friended him again, and we were all good. So that's what happened.
Sorry,
so
Dan.
maybe you could talk about it a little bit and give me some things about that documentary and why you're going to this form of content specifically, and what you would recommend to those people that want to build something on YouTube. Especially because my son's going to watch this, and he wants to be a YouTuber for everything.
So to give some context, we created a documentary exploring cancel culture, but instead of just having what you see on YouTube of like, I'm just going to share my story, or here's step 1, step 2, step 3, or maybe I'll interview someone that has faced cancel culture, or here's some facts from the news. I wanted to actually explore cancel culture by getting canceled myself.
I'm gonna get canceled making this video.
The experiment was 7 days to get myself canceled. Each day I did an experiment, and we started off soft. Like, one was like just posting little things on the internet. The next day was going out to public and saying some things publicly and seeing like the reactions we would get from people. But the reactions were pretty soft. The reason why we did this is because, first of all, I am so bored to tears of the typical talking head content that we see on YouTube. And I think the reason why a lot of people don't step out of that comfort zone is they don't want to grow from there. It's also fear of criticism, of judgment, of now this landscape we're in with like getting canceled. I think that content creators, entrepreneurs need to be bold, to take a stand, to be disruptive, to be meaningful in your industry. And really, when you take a stand for something, yes, you're going to get negativity, but that's also the sound of making waves for something that you believe in. I wanted this content to be an example of being bold in content and also take a stand against cancel culture to hopefully inspire entrepreneurs and creators to be more bold.
Should we give it away on this? Like, we're going to link it in the description.
Yeah.
So I think they should go watch it. Okay, you're going to have to go watch it to find out what happened. It's an actual film. Like, I'm watching it unfold going, what? Wait, what? Like, this is happening, and then this is very, very well done.
We were in New York this past weekend at the Manhattan Film Festival, and it was amazing to watch a live audience watch the documentary.
That's so cool.
And, of course, none of them witnessed the experience actually play out in real time, so they have no idea watching it what's happening, and there's a plot twist at the end that people audibly gasp. It's like at the end of Sixth Sense when you realize that...
You better not give that away either. You better not give that away either. All the movies that have twists, Memento, Sixth Sense,
I see dead people.
Usual Suspects, some of my favorite movies that you could never watch a second time.
Right.
So we're going to link in the description. You guys go watch it and let us know what you guys thought and liked it. It was cool to see like who loved what you were doing online and who hated it. Because some people are like, that's messed up. And some people were like, hey, that's really well done. Some people felt like manipulated and stuff, but to really do something like that, we have undercover agents all the time. We have people that do, in the military, we do surveillance and reconnaissance and all this kind of stuff. There's all kinds of like mental war games that are played in the military. Most of my training has been washout type training. Survival school is very much like gun held to my head. You feel like you're really a prisoner of war. This is like such a small scale of that. I was like, well done. Like if you got some people, it means that you're doing something that is disruptive. So this is a lot of fun. I love coming down and just like flying a river. So I used to fly a T6, a Texan 2 for the Navy. 7.5 Gs, G-suit, oxygen mask, all that stuff, tandem cockpit, front and back. And we could go upside down, 90 degrees, whatever. So we do like 90-degree, like knife edge turns here. So I'd be like along the river, like really like banking it like this. And just kind of flying the way of the, like right here. I'd be 90 degrees out, I could just cut it, fly like 110, pull some Gs, and roll out, and we'd be like pointed right there. This thing's kind of like a boat. It's pretty nice. So why don't you take the controls? You take the controls, you fly along the river.
What am I doing?
Yeah, so here, just take the controls. Take the controls. It's fine. Take the controls.
You haven't
just hold the controls.
Taught me
just
anything.
hold them, and turn right. So listen, if you push forward, the nose goes down. Just turn right. Just turn right like a car. Just turn right like a car.
Oh, okay.
Just turn right.
Okay.
It's like a car. If the nose is going up like it is, just push down a little bit. Be a little gentle. Yeah, you can turn right and push down at the same time.
Oh.
There you go. See? So just turn right and get us over by that. And you see the nose is going down now, so pull back a little bit.
Pull back. Okay.
There's a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit more. So you're going to feel a little weight. It's designed like that, so you feel a little weight, so you can't just yank back really hard. So like scan outside. Use the outside. You see it. So if we see all sky, you got to push the nose down.
Oh.
See? We're seeing all sky. Push the nose down a little bit. You feel good?
No.
You all right? You don't like it?
I just don't. I'm not confident.
You think that you need to be good? Like there's not a lot of stuff that you can do wrong here. You can't break it. I'm a flight instructor. I have thousands of hours of instruction with students.
Okay.
You just make a turn. Yeah, you're climbing a little bit. Push the nose down a little bit.
It was okay.
Push the nose down. Go ahead. Forward. Push. Push it in. Push it in. See, you want to see a little ground. Push it in. A little bit more. Let's go back to the river.
Okay.
You see the river over there? There you go. This is nice. It's nice. Feel good?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
I don't know. Whatever that was.
It's a little turbulence, just a little bump. You didn't do anything.
Okay.
So turn back to the right. So just kind of explore it a little bit because we're about to land the plane. So I want you to have like a good feel for the controls before you land. So turn right.
Before I land.
Yeah,
That's
before you land.
funny.
So turn right.
I'm gonna start speaking your language. You're like Alpha Squawk Boxer Slack. I got this. Alpha Delta Squawk Slack Boxer Charlie. We're gonna be landing on M1. Have a daiquiri ready for me, please. Thank you. Over and out.
Over. You calling from a walkie-talkie?
Did I catch a niner in there? Were you calling from a walkie-talkie?
No, it was cordless.
Have a daiquiri waiting for me. This is cool. This is nice. I don't even have to fly. You're doing awesome. So did this term docu-stunt exist before you did this?
We came up with it literally 2 days ago.
Okay, I love it. So you mentioned speaking engagements. You mentioned other opportunities. You mentioned people coming to you asking you to do things for them. When you do something original, and this is where I struggled a lot. Like, I actually feel like this is the most original thing that I've done. People have an office, and people do podcasts that people travel to their office. This is my favorite thing to do. I hope as this grows and more people start finding out about it, I want them to travel to Nashville. Like you said, people are traveling to you, right?
Yes.
And now I'm doing this once a month because I love it, and I got a waiting list of people that want to come in the plane and do an interview with me, right?
I'm so excited that I got to do it.
Totally. Me too. I'm glad you're here. But you create something that gets that kind of traction, and then it creates its own term and its own language.
Yes.
And that's when you know that you've got something that's revolutionary, and you go all in on it. And so I see people all the time just kind of scratch the surface, or, oh, that's already been done. Who else can catch up to me? Fly in a turboprop in a plane like this that can do an interview up front while they're talking, flying, listening to radios, doing all that stuff. Anybody who's got a jet can do an interview in the back.
Yeah, and that's
but
been done.
They're not doing this.
Yeah.
So when you find something like that you can give your own name to it, game over. So that's cool. I love that.
Thank you.
I was like, I never heard that before.
Yeah, well, we came up with it 2 days ago.
Towards the end of the flight, what I like to do is I like to have the person that I'm flying with land the plane. And now that you're flying really, really well, I think you'll have no problem landing the plane. I'll talk you through it. I'll set you up on the approach. But before we do that, what I like to do is, just in case anything happens, and we like die in a fireball on the runway because you screwed it up, what is something that you've never shared on any interview forever? Because, I mean, if we don't make it, people need to know this stuff, you know? So there's probably something that you have never shared before. You've done tons of interviews that you can tell us right now, right here, just in case something happens on runway 28 left in Boise, Idaho today.
When I was a kid, I used to make my own permission slips for fake field trips so that my parents would let me stay out after school.
Where would you go?
The mall, to a friend's house, and there was always an admission fee to whatever the field trip was we were going on. So like, it would be like, hey, we're going to the museum, and it'll cost $20, and the kids will be home at 9 p.m., and I would get money from my parents, and then I'd go hang out with my friends.
Okay, that's pretty messed up. Do you think that helped you or hurt you as you grew up? Like, you were a little sneaky, it sounds like.
I think it helped me because one of my values is freedom. My parents love predictable routine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's part of their personality, but it wasn't mine. And so for me to be able to spread my wings a little bit, I got creative. Yes, I lied to my parents, but
yeah, totally.
I was going to the movies, and now look at what I do for a living. Who is thinking to go into a word processor back in the 90s, early 2000s? And I made my own letterhead for the school and wrote it out in a very formal way to the parents of a grade 7 student at Roslyn Junior High. I thought it was creative.
I think it is too, totally. Okay. Well, there you go, folks. Marley is a liar and a thief.
Well, now watch the cancel culture documentary and see if you still think I'm a liar.
She's stealing money from her parents. It's messed up. All right, so remember, we're going to point the nose at the numbers, right?
What does that mean? The numbers on the ground?
Yeah, the 28 left. The numbers on the runway. So there'll be a 28L on the runway. That's the marking of the runway. So do what you were doing before. It was really good. So there you go. Level off there. That's like roll out. Wings level there. And so this is a little base turn. I'll tell you when to turn left. So a little bit nose up there. And you can start turning left. And there you go. And just a little bit less turn. You see that guy? He's landing right there on that runway on the left. See kind of a white airplane and some lights there. It looks like a giant road.
Yeah, now I see it.
On the left, there's 2 white lights there, and he's just down. All right, here we go. So a little bit right turn. You want to line up kind of straight to the runway. So turn right and then a little bit left. There you go. There's 85 knots.
500.
500 feet. Yaw dampers off. Checklist is complete. Wind's not too bad. Okay, so right there is what we want to see. You just want to point the nose at the numbers. See how we got the nose at the numbers there?
Nose at the numbers.
See? They're like pointing right at 28.
Yep.
And we're going down. Keep that sight picture right there of what you see. So we're going down. We got good speed. That's perfect. You see you're flying now. A little bit nose up. A little bit nose up. There you go. So keep that sight right there. There you go. Keep flying. Keep flying. Keep flying. And now the numbers are starting to disappear a little bit. So kind of level it right there. Feel that? And keep pulling back. 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 There you go. You landed right on. Feel that? Like you got to keep pulling back on that yoke.
What? What am I doing?
I'll take it. I'll take it. I got extra.
Woo! Oh, cool.
Okay, you landed the plane. How did it feel?
It was easier than I thought. You're a great teacher.
Okay, yes. I actually thought it was really nice. that stall horn that went off right as we touched down, that's actually perfect airspeed for touchdown. That's like textbook touchdown. So it was really nice. And you see, you got to just keep pulling the stick back. Were you scared?
Oh.
You weren't scared?
I think I got my fears out up there.
Okay. I had a great time. How can people find you and more about you? Where should they go?
Go to youtube.com/Marley Jaxx or Instagram.com/Marley Jaxx or go to VIPleadmachine.com.
Awesome. We'll put all that stuff in the description here. Marley Jaxx, Jaxx.
2 X's.
2 X's. All right. I had a great time, and we'll see you guys on the next one.